Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Looking Back on It. I am here again for the final conclusion of our series, I guess, with my lovely wife, Tracey.
Final conclusion? Does that mean I'm not coming back?
Well, we'll decide. We'll have to see. We'll see how this one goes, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We might do some later, but this will be our second episode together. We've recorded these in like a weird pattern, because when we recorded the last episode we did it right before we went on our honeymoon.
Yeah,
and
Florida.
Now we're back from our honeymoon.
Yes, Florida.
So, what'd you think of Florida, Tracey? Did you have fun or?
Oh my God, sunshine, heaven, everything I thought it was gonna be and more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was your favorite part?
Universal. Yeah. I thought I would be more in love with Disney, considering how much I like Disney, but the Universal was definitely like Simpsons Land made it for me, I think.
Yeah, Simpsons Land was fun. I'm going to be honest, like that Simpsons ride was fun.
Which one?
Like the actual
the 3D,
ride? Yeah.
The 3D, and we had the
3D,
2.
Yeah, but
wasn't it 3D?
It's just like an IMAX ride sort of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't we wear glasses?
No, that was for the Jimmy
them
Fallon one. That was the Jimmy Fallon one.
And the Fast and Furious one.
No.
Yeah, it was 3D. He popped right out at you, Dom. Dom was like right there.
Family. He's in your face.
We were part of family, and Mia was there, and there was phone calls, and I don't know, all this stuff. It was really
cool. And The
cool.
Rock too. He was also there.
Was he? Oh yeah. Everybody, I think, made a cameo.
Yeah.
Except for poor Paul.
Speaking of which, we're actually recording this on WrestleMania weekend. I know you're not too. I know Tracey doesn't care as much, but
yay.
Yeah. I'll be downtown tonight at Gabby's watching WrestleMania with Randy and Brady and whatnot. And
what is Gabby's? A bar?
Yeah, it's a bar on King. It's like John and King downtown.
Oh.
Yeah. Not a bad place. So I've never actually been there before, so I'm excited to actually go. It should be fun. But no, I agree. It's kind of bittersweet to be home. It's nice to be home because we missed our cat, you know what I mean? And he's back. He's actually in the room with us right now while we're recording. But,
destroying the couch.
Yeah, he's ripping things apart.
Oh my God.
So if you hear me give him a tss, you might hear that a little bit during the recording. But no, it's kind of bittersweet to be home because it's, it was nice weather and we were enjoying ourselves, but it's nice to be home with the kitten and,
So you didn't tell me what was your favorite part of the trip.
Oh, my favorite part was by far Universal. I think, actually, no, I lie. Hogan's Beach Shop. That was fun.
Of course.
It was so fun because I got
you had to do the wrestling picture in the ring. And
I
you
got to hold the title.
Belt.
I got to hold the title I'd never think I'd hold, and that's the NWO Wolfpack title. That was fantastic.
And they wouldn't let you hold the signed one, right?
No, the signed one they wouldn't let, but it was like the old Hollywood belt. It was like it was the WCW championship, but it was the lightning inlays on it.
Right.
Yeah, which they wouldn't let me hold because they had it signed by Hogan. But there was some cool stuff there. A lot of cool like Hogan memorabilia signed, like 8x10s, and they had like even the Funko Pops signed. Like they had like Macho Man Randy Savage. It was like signed by Hulk Hogan, which is a weird one. But like,
I didn't see that.
Oh, they had them all in like the display case at the front.
Oh.
Yeah, I was looking at all that stuff.
I wasn't. I was busy taking selfies with his fake statue.
Yeah, they had statues of everybody there. They had the Ric Flair belt on display. I know you took a picture with that, right?
Oh yes.
The Nature Boy belt.
Yeah, the one that was right in front of the ring. Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yes, I did.
That was pretty cool. But overall, like, I mean, good trip. I thought,
Yeah, good weather.
Yeah,
people are crazy drivers. So I still cannot believe how many U-turns are done in Florida and how like they've laid it all out. And
I don't know if it's just Florida. I think it might be like Orlando.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah,
that was a lot.
There was just too many medians. Every street has a median on it. Like it seems like a waste of space out there to put a median in the middle of the road. But I don't know.
Yeah, but it seems like a waste of hydro to have like each lane has their own light of what to do.
Yeah.
That was like excessive.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was definitely different, but it's an experience nonetheless, right?
Oh yeah, I'd go back for sure. Exactly. I'd move there.
Yeah,
I love the weather.
Yeah, well, that's That's the key part of there. Right.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we just hop right into the meat and potatoes of this thing, and let's talk about what we're here to talk about.
Okay.
You don't like meat and potatoes?
You always say it.
Yeah,
I was listening to your second, so I'm behind on your podcast, and I was listening to the second.
Big fan. Thanks for coming on.
I was listening to the second one this morning, and I still haven't finished it. The second one you did with Matt and Cole.
Oh, yeah, the Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, and I think I'm like maybe 75% done now or something, or 50% done. But you always say that, like, in the first two that I've listened to and then the one I recorded with you, and then this one again.
To be fair, I kind of stole that off Matt, because Matt always says that when we do AEWT.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But today we're here to talk about Evanescence's debut album, Fallen.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, I know we decide on this one only because I thought it was Tracey's favorite album, because when we first started dating, it was pretty much all we listened to in the car.
Because that was what was popular at the time.
It was not. It was 9 years.
That's right.
9 years before it came out, or 9 years after it came out. Sorry.
I don't know. Just was I guess it was more my music evolves. This is going to sound weird. My music taste evolves a lot as I date different types of people.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
So, like, I don't know. I had people who were into more harder stuff, and then I listened to that for a bit, and then people who were into rap, so I listened to that for a bit, and then, I don't know. My music evolves as I, like, hang out with and date different people. Yeah. And then, I don't know, but this one has always been there. Yeah. This has been, like, a consistent album that I loved, so.
No, I agree. Just to give you a little brief history about it, though, Fallen is the debut studio album of American rock band Evanescence. I wouldn't even consider them rock. I guess I would consider them like kind of rock or metal, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to describe them, really.
They are rock.
Okay.
To me.
Well, the album is the brainchild of singer Amy Lee and guitarist Ben Moody, who, like, they started the band, I think, when they were 15 or 16. They were writing songs together. And really? Yeah, they were like friends for a really long time. And they finally culminated this album when they were about 19 or 20, I think. Unfortunately, Ben Moody left the band like really shortly after this release. Like, he left, I think, in October, and it came out in March. Like, I'm
not gonna lie. The only person I know, like, I love the tracks and I love the album and everything, but I only know Amy Lee. I don't know who is who.
Ben Moody's the guitar player, the bald guy.
I don't even know what they look like.
You would. You've seen the Bring Me to Life video. I mean,
maybe. I mean, I don't remember it now, but yeah.
But Ben Moody was like a big, like, he got kind of famous off that album, but he was like a really good songwriter. He did that song by Avril Lavigne, Keep Holding On. He wrote that song for her.
I love that song.
Yeah,
we should do an Avril album.
Nope.
Oh my God. We could do like so many. Nope. Oh my God. Yes, we can. Yep.
Nope.
The one with Skater Boy.
The best I can do for you is Sum 41 because he was married to her.
No.
That's the best I can do for you.
Gotta do Avril. Gotta do Avril.
We'll see. Either way, the album was produced by David Fortman. I don't know if you know him. He's like, no. He's a pretty big guy for like that era of like rock sort of music. Like, he did Simple Plan's self-titled album.
Okay.
And like pretty much every Godsmack album. I don't know if you know Godsmack.
No, I don't.
they were in The Mummy and like The Scorpion King with that song I Stand Alone.
Sure, if I've heard it, I would know what it is.
He also did like one of my favorite bands, which is Mudvayne. Mudvayne's like a fantastic band. And it was also mixed by Jay Baumgartner, who did like Papa Roach's debut album, and POD.
POD. Why is that coming to me right now?
Because they were like that Christian rock band. Boom! Here comes the boom. You don't remember that?
No, I actually don't. I thought I did.
Yeah. You'd know a POD song if you heard it. They were like pretty much everywhere in the early 2000s.
Yeah. See, and that's the problem. I don't really know stuff unless I hear it. Like, I couldn't tell you who sings what or who is who or.
But I mean, he did Alien Ant Farm. You know Alien Ant Farm, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
like.
That dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
dun, dun,
yes, they did a cover
dun,
of Smooth
dun,
Criminal.
dun.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, but this album is by far their most popular album, Fallen.
Yeah.
Evanescence. Sorry, I got off topic
but it's
there.
isn't it their first album?
It is. It's their debut
first,
album.
Well,
So it reached number 3 on the Billboard Top 200. Like that was where it peaked, which is pretty huge for that. Like, because the Top 200 is like your number 1 list of like all the albums right at that time.
It didn't reach number 1?
Never reached number 1. It peaked at number 3 when it came out.
How's that even a thing?
What do you mean? Like, well, think about it. It's 2003. 2003, what else was around? Ricky Martin probably was number 1, or Enrique Iglesias or something like that. Like, let's be honest, right? Like,
yeah, I guess.
Like, we're talking 2 different times, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And it was actually certified diamond as of November 2022. Mm-hmm. So, do you know what diamond is?
I think I found that.
Did you?
I might have notes on something like that.
Well, do you know what diamond is? Yes,
I don't know. Maybe just tell me.
So certified diamond is when like it sells over 10 million units. So that's like 10 million copies of that. Like, which is it's kind of reserved for like pop star rankings. Like a lot of like rock bands will usually only go like multi-platinum. Like we did. You were talking about the one we did with Cole and right?
Yeah.
That album went 5 times platinum. So that's what, 5 million units. Mm-hmm. So that doubled, like that was a pretty big album, Chocolate Starfish, and like this album doubled those sales.
Oh,
yeah, like so it's safe to say it's probably one of their best selling albums. It's the 8th best selling album of like 2004. Mm-hmm. So like that's pretty huge already. 8th best selling album. Think about like all the albums that were in 2004, right? You know
a lot.
I mean? Yeah. So, and not to mention the 19th best selling album of the 2000s. Like so between 2000 and 2010. Mm-hmm. That's pretty high. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Bring Me to Life was featured on the Daredevil soundtrack, same with My Immortal. And I never watched Daredevil, did you? The Ben Affleck one?
You're taking all my notes.
Well, it's brief history.
Yeah, I know. I saw that the other day.
Yeah,
I had notes on that.
Did you ever watch Daredevil though? Because I never watched it.
I'm sure I did, but now off the top of my head, I don't.
Yeah. Because that was one of those ones I was like thinking about. I'm like, it could have been in the Daredevil soundtrack. I don't remember. I do remember once I read that there was a Bring Me to Life video version where it had clips from the Daredevil movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Did it not? Like it had I
think so.
Yeah. So I'm kind of, but that pretty much propelled the band to like international success, like pretty much as soon as it released. Because that movie did really well. I don't know why. I don't get it. I've never seen
because of the cast.
It was Ben Affleck. That wasn't it? Or was it Jennifer Garner?
I'll tell you later.
Okay,
I have all that in my notes.
Well, we're not here to discuss Daredevil. We're discussing.
No, but I have. Okay, but it falls into one of my parts.
Okay, fine. All right. But this album is considered by most like an emo classic because of like the song "Bring Me to Life." Like pretty much any emo playlist, you will find "Bring Me to Life" on it. Yeah. And I don't know why, because I don't see it as emo. I see it as more like rock or like metal. I think it kind of became like a blueprint for like a lot of modern metal female fronted bands. Mm-hmm. Frankly, like a lot of like the like not so much like I guess like Conquer and Divide would be like a good example. You know them? They do that song Eyes Wide Shut.
Is that the one you're always playing in the car?
Yeah, it's a good song.
With the girl and that
then the
one
girl,
part.
The girl.
Yeah.
There's the screaming girl, and then there's the
that one. Don't be surprised.
Yeah. That song. But in all honesty, this album is just a no-brainer to review on this show because it's just like all around amazing. Mm-hmm. It actually is like one of the best albums I've probably ever heard in my life. Like it could be up there. It'd be top 50 for sure.
Yeah,
my life. But I don't know. What do you think?
I think we should probably get into that Riff City part.
You want to do Riff City?
Yeah. You want to go first?
Yeah. Let's get into Riff City.
Okay.
Riff Riffs at the best. Riff Riffs at the best. Riff Riffs at the best. Riff Riffs at the best.
Okay, so I guess I'll go first. So for my Riff City pick, I selected the track My Immortal, the band version.
Hey.
The reason I selected this pick was because around like 3 minutes in, 3:04, something like that, into the song, basically near the end, the drums come in hard first, and then there's like a guitar solo and the drums like continue.
Yeah. You're talking about the final choruses that
Yeah.
lead it out? Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like a
there's
guitar
1 minute
solo,
left
yeah,
or a
yeah.
minute and a half left in the song.
It's right after the bridge, yeah.
Right, exactly. So the band coming in at that point in the song really helps it give the song dimension. With only 1:30 left until the end, it's one of my favorite riffs on the album.
The whole, like, just the whole thing?
Like the band coming in and all
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay, and then Ben
Yeah.
Moody's guitar solo? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of that section in general.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I have some thoughts on that I will say for later, but that whole song is like, it's a great song. Like, I know she was talking about it when she recorded it, that she didn't like it afterwards because it's one of the first songs they recorded.
It is.
Yeah, and she said that she sounded like a whiny kid.
Yeah,
when
but
she
everybody.
recorded it.
Oh my god! Everybody, like, when I sing, I think I sound like a whiny kid. Like, everybody who listens to themselves sing never likes the end result. Like, even when you and I tried to record something, you're like, "That's how I sound."
Yeah.
Like, you sound so much better than me, and I'm like, "No, like, you sound fine."
Yeah.
So.
Hi, Sebastian. Okay, our kitten he's sitting on the windowsill and we have the windows closed, but he's poking his head through the window.
The curtains.
The curtains, sorry, and staring at us while we're recording. Weirdo.
Dear Lord.
All right. For my pick, I actually have an honorable mention for this. And my honorable mention would be the double vocal part on Bring Me to Life.
Which one's that?
You know, the frozen inside.
And,
like,
it goes,
she
frozen.
Yeah. So it's like, it's her kind of like the dual vocals on that though are so cool. Like, I know she probably just sat around and messed with it in the studio or whatever for like a bridge part, but yeah, I love the idea of the two vocal lines, two like lead vocal lines just melding into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Amy Lee, this is like by far her best vocal work on the entire album. It's just that spot.
I guess. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'll give you it.
All right. I don't know. I just think it works perfectly with her vocal style, and it's just like super, super like haunting, like how it's like the way it flows. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just really enjoy it. But my actual pick for Riff City is the verse guitar riff on Everybody's Fool.
What part is that again?
That's the didn't.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a super heavy driving guitar riff that gives the verses on the song like a dark and edgy vibe that kind of carries the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And the use of the syncopated open chords with like the harmonic slides, right? The and not to mention, like, it's not like an extremely technical riff. Like, it's a lot of chords and stuff like that, but it still has some cool elements, like the palm muting chords into like a bent chord, which is like something I do a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, even when I'm writing stuff now, like the dun 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 dun, you know what I mean? So like, it's definitely like, I don't know, it just has like a lot of interesting stuff, and I love the use of like the chords like that he uses, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like essentially like he's like changing key within like the same chord progression. I don't know. I kind of like it, and like just has like the right amount of groove to it, and then like super catchy, and it's like number one. Really.
So the other one was just an honorable mention.
It's just an honorable mention.
Okay.
You're allowed to do that.
I guess
I make the rules. It's my podcast.
Oh, okay.
I know, but
okay.
But I don't know. I think that song itself is really cool. It kind of actually ties into my top 3 tracks. So why don't we just get into the top 3 tracks here?
Yeah, let's do it.
So number 1 by far on this album, my favorite song is Everybody's Fool.
Okay.
I just love that song. It's like, it's catchy, it's moody, it's heavy. It's pretty much that ticks like all 3 boxes for me.
Not even on my hit list.
Oh wow, I can't believe it.
Not even.
See, I don't know, the songwriting in this song is just amazing. Like you have that alternate picking guitar riff layered with like the electronic drums. It's like started the do like I love like kind of like the use of like the electronic drums to kind of like make it sound heavier when the verse jumps in. And the chorus is like, you know, nothing to scoff at either. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like the heavy use of like slides on the guitar and hammer-ons to give it like a cool. It's like ascending and then descending. So like when you think he wants to go up, like on the chorus, like you'll notice the chord progression going up, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, where you think it should go up, it goes down.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's kind of cool. Like he makes
You're getting
it
too nerdy for me.
Well, it's fun. I don't. Plus, I love the use of the like piano interlude bridge to break up the song. Mm-hmm. Because then it just comes in with that final chorus. It just sounds so huge. Like I I know the truth now.
So wait, that's your number one?
Yeah.
So what could even possibly be a number two then?
Number two
Yeah.
would be Going Under.
You put that as your number two?
That is number two in
That's
my books.
messed up.
No, everybody's-
That is messed up.
You want to know why? Because Going Under, I've heard so many times. I could honestly put it as my overrated pick, really. But honestly, I've heard it so many times. Like it was really popular. That video was like that one and Bring Me to Life when it came out was like all over Much Loud every single morning when I would watch.
Yeah, so it should be your number one.
No, it's a good song. The song is just the perfect way to start the album, I think.
Okay.
So like you have like, you know, the single guitar riding the same chord, the dun 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 dun, and then her showing off her low range, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just super dark right off the bat, and like it immediately sets the tone for the whole album, I think.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Plus, I love that piano riff that they have over top of it. You kind of hear it. It's literally it's the harmonic minor scale, but they're using like just all the dissonant notes in like in the minor scale. Mm-hmm. So it's like the third and the seventh, and you can hear it. And it's so, I don't know. It like adds like a creepy vibe to it, and then like it goes right into that very like flowy pre-chorus, right? Mm-hmm. All of it just kind of builds up to like those epic choruses, because the choruses, although it's like super depressing lyrics. Mm-hmm. Like, because it's about like being
you're going under.
Yeah, well, it's about being in like an abusive relationship and stuff, right? That like it's
I think isn't that pretty much what the entire album is?
Sort of. There's some songs
the entire album is depressing.
Sort of. Like I don't know, because like My Immortal, I don't think that's a depressing song.
I think the entire album is like about breakups and it's all depressing shit.
I don't know, but this one I like. Even though the lyrics are just like the chorus still kind of feels like almost like hopeful.
Okay.
Like the way it's like building, it's like a build up chorus, almost like it's like the payoff, right? It's like almost like, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
How is that hopeful? Going under, drowning in you.
No, but I mean like just the way like with the strings over top, there's just the way it's layered, it sounds, but like then it has depressing lyrics over top of it.
Falling forever.
So I do enjoy like the juxtaposition of that. That's what I'm saying. Like it's almost like a contradictory.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. It's definitely different. And the bridge, of course, just, you know, Ben Moody just ripping a fat guitar solo.
Of course.
And I don't know. I think this song is just so well written and so well produced. I don't really like, I think this was one of the first songs that they wrote as well, like when I was reading up on it. So like, this is kind of a paradox that I always talk about with Matt. Usually the band's first album is always the best one, because a lot of those songs they've had years and years to produce, and like, you know,
they probably had them written for.
That's what I mean, right? So they finally have them perfected.
So they had it in their mind of how they wanted it to go, and then they took their time.
Yeah, but it's like now I can make it like the best version of it I can possibly be, because now we have funding and this and that, and
whereas think people who rush albums out, then it's
usually it's why their second album
is
they try to copy that album, so it tends to not go as well.
Yeah,
and I think that's a big thing with this band. That definitely happened. Like,
oh yeah,
this album.
I don't know any. I honestly don't think I know any other songs other than what's on this album. From maybe if I heard them,
you would
but
know
like these I know, and I know the lyrics, and I know.
You would know that song. The video was her smashing everything in a hotel room.
I don't know. But I don't know any of their newer stuff, I don't think, past this album, unless I heard it.
Yeah, there's one song that's on the second album that was like a single, but like, and you would know it if you heard it, sort of thing, because it was a really popular one. But I honestly, after that, it's like, sort of thing. But I don't know. This album is kind of strange in that sense, where it's like, they had like so many singles off just like the one album. You know what I mean? And I guess let's get into my final pick then. Let's just wrap this up. But my final pick is Haunted.
Okay.
And I do love that song just for like the digital phasing synth. And like they have like a phaser almost on the vocals. And she's doing like octaves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It just like has like such a super creepy feel the entire time.
Yeah.
The harmonies that she does at the beginning though sound like they shouldn't work. Like they're off. It's like her instead of but the way she's harmonizing it sounds like it shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah.
And it just sounds more creepy. I was actually reading up on how she wrote this song. She said she wanted that song to feel like almost like invasive, like somebody's like staring at you, or like like the obsessive nature that you would have with somebody if like you're like crazy. Like, like, so it definitely captures it, I think.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I don't know, it's just that dissonance like that comes along with like the harmonic minor scale. Like it's just like the entire song is littered with it. Mm-hmm. I think it's cool. Ben Moody has like those fantastic layered guitar riffs on the chorus, making it sound wild, and the wah effect over like a lead guitar line is so cool. Like, so like it'll just be the chords and like harmonic chords, like like so a lead, and then you just have like a weird lead line just ever so slightly in the background. And I only heard it when I started doing notes, so I'm like, whoa, what was that? Like, you know what I mean? Once I had like my headphones really turned up and listening. And they also use a double kick as like a variation on the second verse, which I think it's the only song that has any double kick on the entire album.
Are you like, did you like look at my notes in
I can't
advance?
see your notes. Like, what do you mean I don't see your notes? Is that what you wrote?
There's something about a double kick.
Well, I mean, it stands out a lot because they use like they use the double kick, but then they also put like bass drops on it to make it like stand out.
Yeah, you totally stole my notes.
How would I steal your notes?
Just
The album is the album.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, it stands out.
But either way, all these effects worked, and I think the only thing that I don't like, the only criticism I have about that is the use of like the choir at the end.
Why?
Only because the effect itself, like what they were going for, worked, but I think you could have layered her voice singing that chorus part on top of that, and then have her just doing her ad libs or whatever she's doing, right?
Okay.
I think, I don't know, it makes it sound a little thin with the vocals.
Okay.
So I think if you had put her on there, like even like a double track, mix it back farther, that would have been good. Other than that, though, the song's amazing. Well-written song, lives up to its name, very haunting. Mm-hmm. And I do have one honorable mention.
Okay, so you got 4.
Well, it's my honorable mention. My honorable mention
4.
is My Less Breath.
Okay.
So, and the only reason why is because I love the string arrangement with like the driving chords and the funky little guitar riff on the chorus, but Amy's vocals are on full display. They sound like huge on the chorus. And then my interesting fact, because I know you don't know this, but Christian Cage in AEW and TNA, he uses that song for his entrance.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know that. I was like, as soon as I heard this song, because I don't think I've listened to the full album until we decided to review it.
Yeah.
And I heard that and I was like, that sounds so familiar. What song is that? And I'm like, I know it's a wrestler's theme, but who is it, right?
So you Googled it.
Yeah, I Googled it. It was Christian Cage. And I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I not know that? We were just watching him like last week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On Revolution, right? So I was like, I don't know. We were just laughing about it. But I don't think he has the rights to that song. So it seems like a real legal issue with that. But I don't know. Like,
But isn't it after a certain amount of years you don't need it anymore? Like,
yeah, that's if it goes public domain. That's after 100 years, though.
100?
Yeah.
I thought it was like only 20 years.
No, because that's the debate with Walt Disney right now, right? Because
Really?
Steamboat Willie becomes public domain this year.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Watch
that
out,
means
Disney.
Mickey Mouse. You could make anything Mickey Mouse does not.
Is that the doo-doo-doo-doo with him whistling or something?
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
original Mickey Mouse cartoon. Yeah, it becomes into public domain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mickey Mouse himself, I guess, technically becomes public domain.
Mickey.
Yeah, so they might have to change their mascot. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they've kind of like broadened that, right?
Well, it's 100
Freaking-
year of branding, right? Like, I mean, that's,
Yeah, but they've also got Minnie. Like, was Minnie made right away?
No, she was a little bit later, but not very far
So,
after.
so they've got her, and then they've got Goofy, and
And Pluto.
yeah.
Well, those are the original 4, right?
That's what I mean, but they were all made after each other. Yeah, he was the very first one,
Yeah.
but
Technically, it was a rabbit first, but
what rabbit?
remember we literally watched a movie about it at Disney.
I don't remember a rabbit.
Something about I think it was like Walter the Eager Rabbit or something like that, and then he changed it over to Mickey and he drew a mouse instead, and that was the popular one. That was the one he made the.
I must have like dozed off in that like little section of the video.
Yeah, it was right after he talked about how he loved Abraham Lincoln or something. I don't know.
That is the video where they were talking about how they opened California and then they opened
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
and they needed more land to expand, and that's how they picked Florida and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely good because I didn't know half that stuff.
Yeah. What's your pick for top 3 tracks? Forget Disney. They don't pay us for this podcast.
I know. Well, they could.
They could. I love your theme parks, Mr. Walt.
Yes, I am wearing a Disney shirt.
Oh.
Anyways, so I'll start in reverse because I like to make things difficult, and it actually goes with your third best track.
Okay.
I picked the exact same one.
You picked Haunted?
I picked Haunted.
Okay. I mean, it's a good song.
So the reason I picked this song for my third best track was because the beginning of the song really gives off the haunted vibe, staying true to its title, kind of like you said. Also, the lyrics literally talk about being haunted by someone, again, staying true to its title. And lastly, once the second verse comes around, which you also brought up, there's that really cool double kick pedal beat that starts and continues through this verse. Yeah. That was where, when I was listening to it in the car, I was like, did I just hear? And I think I texted you.
Yeah,
I had just gotten to work, or I was on lunch or something, and texted you saying, did I just hear like a double kick drum pedal in there? Yeah. So I was listening to Haunted, and I've listened to it since, like, probably so many times.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that song was on this album because I've never actually listened to the full album. I kind of just listened to my favorites over and over again. Yeah. And it's now one of my new favorite songs. So
I agree.
Evanescence is coming back on the car playlist. And then for the second best track, I actually picked the song called Hello.
Yeah, that's a good song too, because it's not the best ballad on the album, but it's a really good ballad.
Yeah. So the reason I picked this song, because it has a beautiful melody throughout the song, even though the lyrics are depressing, and most of the tracks on this album are.
Well, here's an interesting story about that song. She actually wrote that about her little sister who passed away when she was 6. So it was supposed to be like, I don't know. It has like a chilled atmosphere sort of thing, but it was relates from like a child's perspective of like what it's like to like lose somebody at that age, right? Because she was like really, really young when her sister died.
Yeah and it's like her own mind talking to her and trying to get her through.
Well, it's like the dawning agony of realizing someone is gone forever. You know what I mean? It's very depressing, but it's almost like kind of uplifting in a way. I don't know. Yeah.
So I said, even though the lyrics are depressing, I said, however, the piano that plays throughout the song is beautiful.
Yeah.
And right around 2.5 minutes in there, there's like an instrumental break with the piano continued, but a violin is added to build the song up before the last verse. And I just love when the violin comes in and whatever. It just really makes the song for me.
Well, they have great string arrangements on this album in general.
Yeah.
I don't know who they got to like do all that, but they didn't pay him enough. Let's put it that way.
And her vocals in this song, like she's got an amazing voice.
Yeah.
And then for my first best track, which should have been your first best, but whatever, was Going Under. Okay. So I picked Going Under. And the reason I picked this for my first best track was kind of similar to what you said about it. I liked that her full range was there, like her going from the low notes at the beginning to higher notes before the chorus with such ease. And she has a really amazing voice. This is my favorite song probably on the album, even though Bring Me to Life was played 1,000,001 times.
Yeah.
And
but that was the thing though, is Bring Me to Life, everybody heard it, they all knew it. Like even people like, who don't really know Evanescence are like, oh yeah, I know that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They couldn't tell you what the band name was, but like, oh yeah, I know that song. Oh, the Wake Me Up song? Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah. Yeah, and I read actually somewhere on the internet when I was doing kind of a little bit of background research for this.
Yeah.
I read that song is the most like people call it the wrong name all the time. There's like so many different names that people think it is. They call it Wake Me Up and this and that. They don't know it's actually Bring Me to Life.
Yeah.
And then lastly, so the last reason, that I picked this as my number one was the guitar melody at the beginning of the song.
Okay.
I think it helps set the tone and build the song throughout.
Just him writing that one note.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
He literally just rides one note like the entire time, or one chord the entire time. And it works. Don't get me wrong.
It does. It really does. It sets the tone for the song.
Yeah.
And isn't it the first track on the album? So
it is,
it like sets the tone for the entire album.
Yeah.
So,
But the use of the piano in that song, I think, is huge. Because that is your essentially your melody line, right? Because there's there's no really lead guitar lines as much in that song except for the solo. The rest of it is all pretty much just chords and just layered guitars. But I don't know.
Yeah,
it's definitely pretty cool. Great picks though. I think like sorry, the cat's going a little wild. So like, he's good. He's fine. We should take video of this of him just passed out under your arm.
He literally just sat there.
Oh man, yeah, no, yeah. Either way, I love the picks. Love my picks, but that's just because I'm biased and I love myself.
Mine are better.
No. But why don't we get into probably going to be the most highly contested, because this is what happened with our last episode. We got real contested,
real heated,
and let's get into over under.
Okay, sounds good. So the most underrated song that I picked was Haunted.
Okay, I can see that.
So I picked this track because, it has an amazing overall sound, guitar solos, drums, and the lyrics all mesh together to form this excellently mastered song, which complements the album's remaining tracks so well. I selected this as my underrated because I had never heard the song, like I told you before, on the radio or anywhere until I listened to the album completely. So that was my underrated song. And then for my most overplayed song, I picked...
overrated.
Or overrated, sorry. Overrated song I picked from this album was Bring Me to Life, of course.
Yeah.
So the reason I picked this for my overrated was because it was the first single that debuted from this album, so that was like the first reason. The video,
second, but okay,
wasn't it the first?
Second. My Immortal was the first.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, in my mind it was the first.
Yeah, they were both on the Daredevil soundtrack. That's why.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I didn't read that anywhere.
Yeah.
So another reason, the video for this song surpassed 1.1 billion views on YouTube in October last year.
Yeah.
Which made it the first Evanescence song to reach the milestone. The song itself was released in 2003.
So how many of those were you? 500 million or?
Probably. Or more. A billion, I'd say, actually.
So the 0.1 was just...
Yeah. And this song was also, like you said, in the movie Daredevil, so which had a huge cast. It had Ben Affleck, Jennifer Gardner, Colin Farrell, and Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we doing a Daredevil review now? What's going on?
No, I'm just saying these are reasons why I picked it as overrated, because it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
It's in movies, it's freaking on YouTube. You know what I mean? And the last reason I picked this for my overplayed was because sorry. Now when I hear it, I can't get the goofy version out of my head.
So that
and it shows you how overplayed it really is because the version where Goofy sings this song came out in like 2014.
Yeah.
Which was 11 years after the song was actually released. So it was still coming back.
Yeah.
The only reason I brought up all those facts is because it shows you how overrated it is.
I mean, it's just a Goofy meme.
Right? Wake me up.
Wake me up.
You know what I mean? So like all those points alone, that's why it's totally overrated.
They also did one with Going Under, but it didn't take off as well.
Yeah.
But
so there you go.
yeah, the goofy voices does make me laugh every time. I mean, that was my overrated pick as well. And it like, I don't know how you could pick any other song to be overrated on that album. Like, it's just the most overplayed song.
Yeah,
period.
it is.
And it's not a bad song. Like, I don't actually dislike the song. I think it's just been played too much. I think like it's something, it's one of those songs, like it'll come on a lot of playlists I have because most of my playlists are like emo playlists, and it'll be on there and I'll be like, maybe not this time.
This again.
Yeah, maybe not this time. You know what I mean? Like, I think I know every word to it. You know what I mean? And it's, I don't know. The goofy cover does get me though. I will say every time I hear, I can't help but hear that in my head. The "Wake Me Up."
Well, see now when I listen to that song, that is all that I kind of think about.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably considered their biggest single though. It's
That's
definitely
why
it's
I
definitely
thought
their
it was
most
the
streamed
first.
song.
That's why I thought it was the first. Are you sure it's not the first single?
I'm pretty sure it's the second single because I'm pretty
I
sure
thought I
My
saw
Immortal's
somewhere
the
it was
first.
the first.
Oh, maybe it was. I don't know, but either way, it's the biggest single they have. Period. Like, it's probably their most well known song. Like, even that we were talking about it earlier. Like, people probably know that song without even knowing who Evanescence are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Even though they don't call it the right title, they know it.
Yeah. People know that song. It's one of those songs that'll live in like infamy, like Mambo Number 5.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, a little bit of Rita, right, Sebastian? He gets it.
He likes Rita.
Yeah. My underrated pick though. Now, I don't know. Your pick was actually an underrated pick.
It was
because it was definitely
it wasn't
one.
played anywhere.
Correct. Yeah, I don't remember that song ever being played. My pick was Maya Myrtle, but Maya Myrtle, you know Myrtle. Maya Myrtle, the band version.
Okay.
So while the regular song did have a video, it was a single. It was featured on the Daredevil soundtrack. This version, I think, was only on the album. I don't remember ever seeing. Did the video have the band version or no?
I don't remember. I'm sure they probably did one with it.
Yeah, but in no way it was on like regular Much Tea. I know it was probably just the piano version, the ballad, right? Because that was like a pretty big turning point apparently in Daredevil.
Mine's a better pick though. Just saying.
Okay, whatever. But either way, this song is just super catchy and flows so well. Mostly because the original song, My Immortal, is just a really good ballad. Like unbelievable piano riff. Makes me jealous that I can't play piano like that. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's Amy Lee playing too, isn't it, or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah, I know she's really good at piano, but it's just her showcasing her range and her vibrato. A lot of like the notes that she holds, you can hear like it's just like it's perfect. And the lyrics seem like extremely painful in terms of like, I don't know. I kind of chalk it up to like a breakup that like has to happen. Like she doesn't want it. She doesn't want to leave this guy, but it's like you think of the chorus lyrics, right? Like and at the very end, oh my God, what are
you
the
can't
lyrics
think
again?
of them right now.
No, I can't. Now I'm drawing a blank on them. You cried, I'd wipe away all of your tears, right? When you'd scream, I'd fight away all your fears, right?
Yeah. I held your hand through all of
these years, but you still hurt.
You still have all of me.
Oh, so then yes, and she doesn't want to break up with him. I'm right. Right? Yeah.
But you still have all of me. I've tried so hard to tell myself that you're gone, but though you're still with me, I've been alone all along.
So then it's a breakup song, but it's not, because like Rolling Stone and like I think like Billboard like ripped into it and they're saying it's just a whiny emotional breakup song. But I mean like
it's about being low. It's about being in a relationship, but it's kind of like, oh my God, I hate to say this, but like, I don't know how you feel, but when you work solid afternoons, sometimes it gets freaking lonely. Even with this cat here.
So what? You
that's
stare,
the cutest
so you stare out the window?
So I stare out the window and
with the rain coming down?
With the rain coming down, and I tap the glass like a kitten and hope that you'll come home soon.
You're just like
I
this.
Don't know.
You're pulling like your introspective Usher phase, or you're just like looking down.
But it's being in a relationship that it's like you're being ignored by the other person, I guess.
Yeah.
Like we don't do that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but,
no, I get what you're saying. But it's different.
Like you're there, but you're not.
Yeah.
But you've been alone all along.
Yeah. But I think it's just different in terms of like The rest of the songs seem to be about how she's being abused.
Yeah.
So this is like a little different pace. I kind of like it. You know what I mean? And not to mention, part of the reason I think this version is the most underrated song on the album is the full band incorporation at the end.
Yes.
So just really drives home that last chorus, like you said, because the bridge is actually like very well written on this song. Mm-hmm. Like I don't mind that bridge, but to have with the drums come in. But I will say, I don't know who this drummer is that they hired, but it reminds me of that video of, you ever seen that video called "The Drummer is at the Wrong Gig"?
No.
And it's a viral video, and the guy's playing Sharp Dressed Man, but he's wailing his arms everywhere, and he's doing like all these stick tricks, but he's just playing like a simple 4/4 beat.
Oh, he's making it look
more he's making it
harder
look like
than
crazy.
it is. Oh my god!
So that's what it reminds me of, because this guy's just going ham on the drums, and like it was like they were just like, I don't know, turn the click track on, you figure it out.
Oh Jesus!
Like, and he's like, all right, cool, I can do whatever I want. He's like banging the shit out of the cymbals for no reason. It's cool though; it makes it sound cool. Like it makes it sound big, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't mind it, but I don't know. It's just funny. And that song, something about it, like something about that very end part just gets me going every time.
Yeah.
And it's to end the album, which is very strange. You know what I mean? So, but it's like one last final hurrah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I definitely wouldn't have put that as my underrated, only because that song exists and it's just a different version of it. But no, to each their own.
Yeah. I don't know. It like I said, it's mostly just about the very last minute.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. The song itself is just great, but I could. There's a case to be made for that being the most overrated song on the album, My Immortal.
Yeah.
Or Going Under. Either of those songs could both have been.
No.
Yeah.
Bring Me to Life takes the cake for overrated.
Yeah. I just remembered the other song you're gonna know off the second album. It just clicked in my head.
What?
So their second album.
Yeah.
You would know the song "Call Me When You're Sober," wouldn't you?
Oh yeah,
that was the lead single.
So I do know probably a couple from the second album.
No, you know that song. I don't recognize any other song from that album. I can tell you.
Do you know what it's called? I'm curious now.
I don't know. We don't really have time to look it up.
Okay.
We don't have a Jamie here. This isn't the Joe Rogan podcast. We don't have a Jamie to look it up for us.
Who's Jamie?
He's the guy on Joe Rogan's podcast. His producer.
No idea.
He's always like, Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah, Jamie, pull that. Sebastian. Yo, wake up, bro. You're not even doing your job.
He's passed out.
I know. He's not even doing his job.
No, man. But I don't know. I think we've kind of exhausted all we can on this album. Why don't we just roll into our final thoughts?
Oh my God. Okay, so I just looked it up really quick because I'm that good of a Jamie. And it's called The Open Door.
Okay.
There was a live album between.
Okay.
But Lithium is on there.
I don't know that song.
That's the one that goes Lithium.
Yeah, singing it is not gonna help. I don't know the song.
Oh no, so I do know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything else. I know 2 songs.
Cool.
2 whole songs on the 2006 released album.
Okay.
Oh dear Lord.
Why don't we do our final thoughts on this
let's
album?
just wrap it up. That was so horrible. Oh my God. My Jamie moment though, or whatever that guy's name is. I already forgot.
It's not, oh my God.
Final toast.
Okay, so my final thoughts on this. This album was a major influence in my life when it first came out. Probably one of the first albums that I listened to with like a rock feel to it. Since I was into a lot of pop, R&B, and especially rap back then.
Yeah, we know. A lot of rap. Who's your favorite artist, Tracey?
What, rap artist?
Yeah.
I heard okay, so when I was listening to your other podcast this morning, I heard a comment about me and Ja Rule.
Yeah. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. But that's because that was when like Ashanti was singing on his albums and like he was huge and just
good Lord, where
and
is
he was
Ja
bringing
right
her
now?
up, right? He was bringing her up, and it's freaking Ashanti. Come on, we should do that.
I'm not doing a Ja Rule album.
Then you're doing an Avril album.
No, I'll do Jay-Z. You get Jay-Z.
No,
that's the best you're gonna get from me.
No. Anyways, okay, so yeah, definitely was a major influence. And then this album came out 20 years ago. So I was just finishing high school or going into university, which is
You're already in university.
Okay, like finishing high school, going into university, 2003, it came out. I graduated 2003. I went into university 2004.
Okay.
Just saying.
I was in high school. I don't know.
You weren't even probably in high school yet.
Yeah, 2004 would have been. 2003, I was in grade 8, maybe middle school.
Maybe you were just a baby.
Yeah.
You were just a baby.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, you were so much older.
Anyways, so this young age, when I related to a lot of music, or I related music to a lot of things that were going on in my life at the time. So if I was having a bad day or felt angry, this was one of my go-to albums to blast in the car to cool down and get over whatever was happening at the time. Thank you for yawning and getting bored during my comments.
Oh, no problem. So interesting. Continue.
Asshole.
I'm just kidding. I'm tired too. I didn't sleep. Sorry.
Okay. No, throwing a yawn there. And then this album, Tracey, opened up my horizons and music taste moving forward, and truly made way for me to diversify my music taste from then on. So it set the tone for me, and it like opened up my mind, and I became more open to non-rap and R&B stuff and poppy stuff.
This was the turning point?
I think this one was the turning point.
Not Il Scarlet. It was these guys, eh?
No, because Il Scarlet, I didn't start.
Actually, Il Scarlet, their debut. They're technically their debut album. Their debut studio album would have came out after this. Now that I think about that, would have been 2004.
I was gonna say
but I was listening to them in 2001 because I used to go see them at shows. That's the only reason why I thought Il Scarlet.
They literally, when I started university, like the first few months or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when I started hearing Il Scarlet, and that was because of a boyfriend. But he kept playing it in my car on repeat, and it was like really freaking annoying. Yeah. You know, kind of how you do that you take over my radio and want to put on all your music and whatever when I'm doing the driving. Yeah, that was that, and that's when I heard Il Scarlet. But I had Evanescence was totally before that.
Whatever. At least I got cool choices like Hot Mulligan and
who the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly my point.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so what were your kind of final takes on this one?
Yeah, my final thoughts were, this album is by far pretty much my favorite Evanescence album. It's probably the only one I can also name because I can't name any of the other ones. But I feel like this album, when it came out, like I remember when it came out, I was in middle school, and like I feel like it was a time where I was so worried about what people thought about what I listened to. Mm-hmm. So I think that kind of hindered and maybe pushed the album back for a long time for me, because I don't think I actually really listened to it until I started dating you.
Because I would play it on repeat.
Because you would play it a lot. I didn't really, I always thought it was like, oh, it's not cool to like Evanescence. They were like Nickelback. Like,
what was wrong with Nickelback?
Yeah, a lot of people rip on Nickelback. I don't really have too much of an issue with Nickelback, but people do rip on them. Like,
what kind of school did you go to? Or
it's not so much my school. I was like, at that time I was in grade 7 and 8. My whole thing was that I was punk, and I only listened to Rancid and NoFX and and I thought
you didn't want to ruin your image.
Yeah, like AFI was like my favorite band of all time, and then I also was very much into very heavy metal, like Slipknot and Mudvayne, and I wanted to be I don't know, I was going through a bit of an identity crisis, I guess, because I didn't really come into my own when it came to music till high school.
Okay.
So when I at that time, it was more about Limp Bizkit or Slipknot or this and that. So to listen to Evanescence, no.
Yeah.
No, that
Too
wouldn't
girly.
happen. That's not for me. That's a girl band. That's the way I thought. Mm-hmm. Really, mind you, I was 13, so give me a break on that one. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think it kind of hindered me, and fortunately pushed this album back from me, which is a shame because it's actually very well written and very well produced. It inadvertently, I think, over the years, changed my music taste and how I actually write original songs. Because Ben Moody, when he wrote these songs, when he wrote the guitar lines, that's exactly what I write now. It's just catchy, simple, and just simple chord progressions and stuff like that. I don't know. It's something that I didn't really fully quite understand until I started listening to it more with you.
Okay.
So I don't know, it was possible after he left though, that was definitely the downfall for that band.
And you were able to hear that over my screaming in the car.
I mean, I listened to the whole song. You know what I mean? I listened to the whole band thing, right?
I know.
But like, I don't know. Either way, this album is definitely high in rotation for me. Like a lot of these songs, like I'm still, even though we were getting ready to record it, I was still listening to it. Like, and after we record this, that's what I'm saying. After we record this episode, I'll still probably listen to that album again.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Quite a bit. There's still some skips on it, but not as quick of a skip on some songs. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's.
I thought "Haunted" was going to be a skip, and now
I thought for sure that was going to be a skip.
Now it's like my favorite song.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a lot of songs like "Tourniquet" I could skip. I don't like that song. "Imaginary" I'm not into. Like, you know what
"Imaginary" I didn't like, but "Tourniquet" wasn't too bad. It had like the similar vibe, but yeah, I don't know. There's something about, I don't know, when it goes to the chorus, I can't do it anymore.
My tourniquet.
Yeah.
It's that part. Like, it's all I can think of when I say it. I don't like it either.
I don't like it. No.
But there is a lot of good songs. Like
but
My
like
Last
that
Breath, I like.
In the background.
Yeah.
On "Tourniquet." But anyways, yeah, there are good parts of the song, but it's the background. It's just, I don't know.
But like, I'll listen to "My Last Breath" if it comes on. I like that song, you know. So
I'm trying to, I can't even think of that song right now.
The violin section.
I don't know. I have to listen to it again.
You
I
know
honestly,
it if you heard it.
Right at the second, I'm just, I don't know, I'm blanking.
Yeah,
I'm
Christian
blanking.
Cage. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What any other thoughts you have on this album?
No,
Yeah.
that was pretty much it. Like, other than her vocals are amazing, and she was what I wanted to be growing. Like, I was very into anybody or any female artist who could like belt.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
she definitely is the queen of projection. That's
right.
for sure.
Her Christina Aguilera has like a nice set of chops.
Yeah.
And I know she's very poppy and whatever.
Yeah. I mean, she is a genie in a bottle.
Right.
Hey.
Anyways, and oh my God, why am I blanking now? I was going to say somebody else, but anyways, those type of Mariah Carey.
Oh, Mariah, yeah. But...
Of course, right? You know what? All those big names, they were who I looked up to growing up and who I wanted to, like, because I wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be pushing papers in an office.
Well, yeah, but like life doesn't work that way.
I know, because we can't all be singers. No. World can't be full of singers. But anyways, so
we should record you doing like a cover, and I'll throw it on the Looking Back page, because people don't know this, but Tracey's like a better singer than like most people. I can say that.
Nah,
maybe I'm biased because I love her, but you know,
in the shower I am. I mean, I'll give you that.
No, you're a really good singer, especially when it comes to Evanescence. You seem to have the voice for it, but
I like it. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts. I like anything with a strong female vocalist.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we get into our thank yous?
Yeah.
Do you have anybody or anything you like to thank?
I would like to give a big thank you to my son, Sebastian, who has finally settled down and is passed out beside me. It only took the whole podcast for him to simmer down, but he is sleeping. So thank you, son.
Yeah.
Pat, pat, pat.
Pat, pat, pat. Anything.
Boop, boop, boop.
Where can people find you?
People can find me on, I don't know, Instagram, Twitter.
Twitch?
I don't know all those handles, but yes,
Twitch perhaps.
Twitch. Eric will take care of all that for me and put links in the description below. That's what he always says, so he will put them there. If you guys ever want to watch me play some Fortnite that I play 24/7, and I was playing right before this and got a victory win. So, you know, come watch me play Fortnite. I didn't catch that one on Twitch, but, you know, one day I will.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll put the link to your Twitch channel in the description. She does stream pretty much like
every day.
Yeah, pretty much every day. So
every day that I play, I stream at least for 10 or 15 minutes, like at least a match.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even if I lose.
There you go. And you'll probably catch me on there too, playing Fortnite with her.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, once in a while, maybe in a couple of our friends. But I just wanted to say thank you for coming on, being on the show for the last 2 episodes. I know the first one wasn't exactly
pulling teeth.
Yeah,
pulling teeth. Thanks, Randy.
But the second one, I thought this was a good choice of albums. I thought for sure we both had fun doing this, right? Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for coming on, and if you want, you can follow me on Twitter not on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch at ERKE90, twitch.tv/ERKE90. I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, you can find me playing games that are definitely not popular anymore. Although I am going to be downloading 2023 today or tomorrow, maybe 2K23.
Oh, okay.
WWE, yes. Because
isn't that like $100 or something?
Yeah, but there's what you call it. Matt's going to be playing it, and I think we have a thing set up where we're going to be doing it. Oh my god! So maybe it'll be a Dark Side of the Elite stream or something like that, because we'll have Matt on it and Randy perhaps. But
oh my god!
Yeah, no. And if you want, come check me out at on AWTF. We will be recording next weekend, hopefully, and hopefully we'll have. Well, I mean, the episode will be up probably by now, but.
And who do you think you're going to have on your next podcast?
Oh, I don't actually have anybody set up yet. I have some people in talks. As soon as I know, I'm probably going to post something on the Looking Back on It group,
okay,
and or maybe on SNME Radio or something. But yeah, no, it should be fun. And if you're not a Patreon, what are you doing? Go subscribe today to patreon.com/SNME Radio. It's only $1 a week, and you get so many amazing shows. Godfathers of Podcasting, BAM, NXT Talk, Steve Swift's AEW reviews. He does Dark and Dark Elevation.
And that young man is on there, isn't he? The one
who?
that I recorded the intro for.
Oh, Steven's Wrestling Journey. Yeah, Steven's Wrestling Journey is also
cute
on
one.
there.
I've listened to that one.
Smack Daddies, Tuesday Morning Cooked. All Elite Weekly. I don't know. There's so many. MLW Rewind. Not to mention, like, we seem to have some newer shows. Like, like I mentioned, Godfathers of Podcasting is more pop culture related. Not everything's about wrestling, right?
Yeah, branching out.
Subscribe
today.
Yeah, but check it out. You'll get so much content. You won't know what to do with it. It'll make your head spin.
Mm-hmm.
But until next time, peace out.
Peace.